Let's talk about Nvidia. This is the monthly chart, and for 2023, it had a sensational year with the stock up over 200%. However, to begin the year, the stock has stalled out along with the rest of companies on the NASDAQ 100. Now, this is the weekly chart, and the chart is suggesting the best levels to get long is down at 380. However, price is at 490. Price doesn't get here unless the markets crash big time. Now, to begin the year, the NASDAQ is down. Typically, as the first week goes, the first month goes. As the first month goes, the rest of the year goes. However, we're in the early stages of the AI boom, and Nvidia is in a nice and still remains in a nice position to take advantage of the AI wave. So again, the S&P finished 2023 in a spectacular fashion. Index notched 9 consecutive weekly increases, its longest win streak since '04. In total, the S&P 500 soared 24%. And this was led by the Magnificent Seven, of which Nvidia is a part of. 4 sectors were primarily responsible for driving the markets higher. Again, tech sector gained 56%. Communication services gained 53%, which I believe Netflix is a part of. Consumer discretionary rose 40%, which I believe Amazon is a part of. Industrials increased 18%. So think of the Dow, think of Boeing, think of Caterpillar, think of United Rental. So the 10 best performing S&P stocks last year, get Nvidia at number 1, Meta at number 2, Royal Caribbean at number 3, Builders First Source, never heard of the company, Uber, which I will probably do a video on Uber later this year as they just made their way into the S&P 500. Carnival, so you had two cruise stocks making the top 10. Advanced Micro Devices, who is trying to compete with Nvidia in the chip sector that supports data centers. Pulte Group, home builder. Palo Alto Network, one of the best performing software companies. And then Tesla. All right, so going back to Nvidia, it makes GPUs, and it just had luck on its side in that I don't think that Nvidia forecast or even saw the need for these high performance chips. Just this year, past year we just had Chat GPT, right? So Nvidia redefined itself in '06 when it introduced CUDA, a programming model that allows its GPUs to function as general purpose processors. That innovation helped the company find purchase in data centers where its GPUs have become the gold standard. And this is where we saw the accelerated revenue last year when they reported out their revenue from data centers. These data centers house all the computation needed to crank out these queries by large language models such as ChatGPT, Google Bard, etc., etc. That superiority has allowed Nvidia to capture an 80 to 95% market share in machine learning. The company also holds 95% market share in data center accelerators. Nvidia looked exceptionally strong in its fiscal 2024 third quarter. Revenue skyrocketed 260% on record sales in data center segment. The non-GAAP net income increased 588% to $10 billion as high margin software and services accounted for more than the total revenue. Now, Nvidia currently values its addressable market at $1 trillion. But that figure should explode as more businesses turn to AI in search of productivity gains. Indeed, a report from Bloomberg Intelligence estimates that Gen AI spending alone will compound by 42% annually to reach $1.3 trillion by 2023. Nvidia is well positioned to grow its business as AI weaves its way into the fabric of daily lives. In fact, Wall Street consensus calls for the company to increase earnings per share 42% annually over the next 3 to 5 years. So, fundamentally, Nvidia is in a great position technically to move higher. Like I said, this is the best level to go long, but I don't know if price is going to get down here. As you can see from this white box, this just represents how price has been range bound within a $100 range since June of last year. Scrolling down to the daily chart, this was a daily buy level, had a rally in price, base and candles and rally out. Price closed above what was the previous all-time highs back in August, came back, beautiful setup, and then moved another $40 higher. So this becomes your resistance. This becomes support down at 470. Again, the NASDAQ has lagged this past week to start the year. However, Nvidia has been pretty strong relative to the overall NASDAQ 100. And so what I'm anticipating is eventual breakout. Again, we could go lower, but this would be the setup. Pull back to what's all-time highs before the next leg higher. Some analysts have a $600 target, which is off the charts right now, literally. So, can the party continue for Nvidia? Most certainly. And the chart suggests price will eventually break out based on the fundamentals. The setup would be a pullback to the $500 level to go long. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.